Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the Tunist English podcast. I'm Jack, and I am feeling absolutely fantastic today.
I can tell, Jack. You've got a lot of energy. I'm Lily, and I'm also very happy to be here. How's your English practice going this week, Jack?
It's going well. But you know, Lily, I was thinking about our listeners. A lot of people ask me, Jack, what is the secret? How do some people learn English so fast while others struggle for years?
That is the million-dollar question, isn't it? Is it a magic pill? Is it because there are geniuses?
I used to think so. I used to think you had to be born with a language brain. But the more I talk to fluent speakers, the more I realize it's not about talent at all.
I totally agree. It's not talent, it's habits.
Exactly. It's what you do when nobody is watching. It's the small things you do every day. So today on Tunist English, we are breaking down the habits of highly effective language learners.
And stay tuned because we are going to give you some very easy practice tips that you can start using the second this podcast ends.
Okay, Lily, let's start with the first habit. I call this the death of the marathon.
That sounds very dramatic, Jack. What do you mean?
Well, most people think they need to sit down for 4 hours on a Saturday and study grammar until their eyes hurt. They think of it like a marathon. But by Sunday, they are exhausted and they don't touch English again for 2 weeks.
Oh, I see that all the time. That's the binge and quit cycle.
Exactly. Successful learners don't do marathons. They do sprints. They have the 10-minute habit.
This is so important. 10 minutes every single day is much more powerful than 5 hours once a week. Why is that, Jack?
It's because of how the brain works. Your brain needs constant reminders that English is important. If you show your brain English every day, it says, oh, I guess I need to remember these words. If you only show it once a week, your brain says, that was weird, and then it deletes the information to make room for other things.
It's like a path in a forest. If you walk on the path every day, the grass stays down and the path is clear. If you only walk on it once a month, the grass grows back and you lose the way.
Wow, Lily, that's poetic. I'm just a guy who likes cartoons, but you're a philosopher.
I try. But seriously, if you're listening right now and you feel overwhelmed, just tell yourself, I will give English 10 minutes today. Just 10. You can find 10 minutes while you're waiting for the bus or drinking your coffee.
And that's the Tunist way. Keep it short, keep it visual, and keep it moving. Now, let's talk about habit number 2. This one is my favorite because it's basically lazy learning.
My favorite kind. You're talking about input, right?
Yes, specifically passive input. Successful learners always have English in their ears.
I remember when I was learning, I used to have English podcasts or radio playing in the background while I was cooking dinner. I wasn't even studying, I was just letting the sounds of the language wash over me.
That's the key. You're training your ears to recognize the rhythm of the language. English has a very specific bounce to it. Da-da-da-da. If you listen enough, you start to catch that bounce.
But Jack, some people say, but Lily, I don't understand 100% of what they're saying. It feels like noise.
That's okay. It's supposed to feel like noise at first. Think about a baby. A baby doesn't understand grammar. It just listens to its parents for a year before it even tries to say mama.
So you're saying we should be like babies?
Exactly. Big, tall, English-learning babies. Don't worry about understanding every word. Just get used to the sounds.
Another great part of the input habit is music. Do you listen to English songs, Jack?
Oh, all the time. But I have a specific habit. I look up the lyrics.
That's a great tip.
Yeah, I listen to the song, then I read the lyrics, and then I try to sing along. It helps with pronunciation because singers have to enunciate. Well, most of them do.
Not all of them, but it's true. Music is sticky. Songs stay in your head. If you learn a new word through a song, you will never forget it.
Okay, this next habit is a bit weird. People might think you're a little crazy if they see you doing it.
Oh, I know this one. You're talking about talking to yourself.
Yes! Habit number 3, become your own best friend. This is actually one of the most effective ways to improve speaking. Many learners say, I can't practice because I don't have a native speaker to talk to.
And I say, you don't need one. You have a mouth and a brain. Use them. How do you do it, Jack? Give us an example of how you self-talk.
Okay, so imagine I'm in my kitchen. I'll start narrating my life like I'm in a cooking show. Okay, Jack, now we are opening the fridge. We are looking for the eggs. Oh, look, there are no eggs. I need to go to the store later.
I love that. Jack's Kitchen, the English edition.
It sounds silly, but it's powerful. Why? Because you are finding the holes in your vocabulary. If I don't know the word for spatula, I realize it right then. I look it up, and now I know it forever because I actually needed it.
It also builds muscle memory. Your mouth muscles need to practice making English shapes. By talking to yourself, you are exercising those muscles without the pressure of someone else watching you.
Exactly. No pressure, no embarrassment. If you make a mistake, who cares? The cat isn't going to laugh at you.
Well, my cat might. She's very judgmental.
Okay, maybe don't do it in front of Lily's cat. But seriously, guys, try the narrator habit. Describe what you were doing, what you were wearing, or what you were planning to do today. It's free practice.
This leads us to habit number 4, which is the final boss of language learning, thinking in English.
Ooh, the final boss. That sounds hard. How do we stop translating in our heads?
It's a habit, just like anything else. Most learners hear an English word, translate it to their native language, think of an answer in their native language, and then translate it back to English.
My brain hurts just listening to that. That's too many steps.
It's way too slow. To break this habit, you have to start small. Don't try to think about philosophy in English. Start with objects.
Like, instead of seeing a manzana and thinking apple, just see the red fruit and think apple.
Exactly. Connect the image directly to the English word. This is why our channel is called TOONIST English. We use drawings and animations to help you skip the translation step.
Right. When you see a cartoon of a guy running, you don't need to translate running. You see the action, you hear the word. Boom, connection made.
Another way to practice is labeling your world. Put Post-it notes on things in your house. Put a note on the mirror, the door, the window.
After 3 days of seeing the word mirror every time you brush your teeth, you won't be translating anymore. You'll just know it's a mirror.
It's about building a direct bridge between your eyes and your English brain.
All right, we've talked about 10-minute rules, input, self-talk, and thinking. But this next one might be the most important for your mental health.
What's that?
Habit number 5, loving your mistakes.
Oh, that's a hard one. Most of us are taught in school that mistakes are bad. Red marks on your paper, lower grades. We are programmed to be afraid of being wrong.
But in language learning, a mistake is a sign of progress. If you're making mistakes, it means you're pushing your boundaries.
I always say, if you aren't making mistakes, you're staying in your comfort zone, and nothing grows in a comfort zone.
I have a habit I want our listeners to try. I call it the 5 mistakes a day goal.
Wait, you want them to make mistakes?
Yes, try to speak so much or write so much that you make at least 5 mistakes. If you reach 5, it means you've practiced enough.
I love that. It turns a negative thing into a game. Yes, I just used the wrong tense. That's mistake number 3. I'm doing great.
Exactly. Change your relationship with failure. Successful learners are the ones who were willing to look stupid for a little while until they became smart.
That's so true. I've seen people with perfect grammar who are too afraid to speak. And I've seen people with terrible grammar who just keep talking and talking. And guess who becomes fluent faster?
The talkers. Every time.
Because the more you talk, the more feedback you get. Your brain eventually corrects itself. But if you never speak, your brain never learns.
We're coming toward the end of the episode, but we promise some easy practice tips. Lily, what's a lazy but effective tool for our listeners?
My favorite lazy tool is YouTube comments.
YouTube comments? Really?
Yes, go to a video you like, maybe a Tunist English video, and read the comments. Then try to reply to someone. It's low pressure. You can take your time to write it. It's real communication with real people.
That's a great one. My tip is the smartphone switch.
Changing your phone language to English?
Yes, we look at our phones about 500 times a day. If your phone says settings instead of your native word, or delete or search, you are learning essential tech vocabulary without even trying.
It's a bit scary at first, though. What if you get lost in your own phone?
Ha! Then you'll learn the word help very quickly. Now, it's actually very intuitive. You already know where the buttons are, so your brain just starts associating the English words with the actions.
And finally, our biggest tip. Watch cartoons.
Cheering! Yes! Tunist style!
Why cartoons? Because they are made for people who are still learning, like children. The language is clear, the visual context is strong, and they use a lot of idioms and phrasal verbs that people actually use in real life.
Plus, they are short. You can watch a 5-minute cartoon clip and learn 3 new expressions. It's much less intimidating than a 2-hour movie. All right, we've talked about 10-minute rules, input, self-talk, and thinking. But this next one might be the most important for your mental health.
What's that?
Habit number 5, loving your mistakes.
Oh, that's a hard one. Most of us are taught in school that mistakes are bad. Red marks on your paper, lower grades. We are programmed to be afraid of being wrong.
But in language learning, a mistake is a sign of progress. If you're making mistakes, it means you're pushing your boundaries.
I always say, if you aren't making mistakes, you're staying in your comfort zone, and nothing grows in a comfort zone.
I have a habit I want our listeners to try. I call it the 5 mistakes a day goal.
Wait, you want them to make mistakes?
Yes, try to speak so much or write so much that you make at least 5 mistakes. If you reach 5, it means you've practiced enough.
I love that. It turns a negative thing into a game. Yes, I just used the wrong tense. That's mistake number 3. I'm doing great.
Exactly. Change your relationship with failure. Successful learners are the ones who were willing to look stupid for a little while until they became smart.
That's so true. I've seen people with perfect grammar who are too afraid to speak, and I've seen people with terrible grammar who just keep talking and talking. And guess who becomes fluent faster?
The talkers. Every time.
Because the more you talk, the more feedback you get. Your brain eventually corrects itself. But if you never speak, your brain never learns.